Self-destruction, it really ain't the rap audience is bugging. It's one of you suckers, ignorant brothers, trying to rob and steal from one another. You get caught in the mid. So to crush that stereotype, here's what we did. We got ourselves together so that you can unite and fight for what's right. Not negative cause. The way we live is positive, so we don't kill our relatives.
Pop, 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 one is shot, who's to blame? Headline, front page, and rap's the name. MC Delight here to state the bottom line. The black on black crime was way before our time.
Shoot the brother's life with a knife, that's right. Cried cause he died of trifling death when he left his very last breath. Was I slept, so watch your step. Back in the 60s, our brothers and sisters were hanged. How could you gang bang? I never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man, cause that's self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2.
Funny fresh dress to impress, ready to party. Money in your pocket, dying with your body. To get inside, you pay the whole $10. Scotch tape with a razor blade, tape to your collar. Leave the guns in the crack and the knobs alone. MC lights on the microphone, bum rushing and pushing, snatching and taxing. I crammed understand why brothers don't be maxing. There's only one disco, now close one more. You ain't guarding the door. So what you got a gun for? Do you rob the rich and give to the poor? Yo, daddy, yo. Who's some more?
Straight from the mouth. Oh, why? And daddy-o. Do a crime, end up in jail, and gotta go. Cause you can do crime and get paid today. And tomorrow you're behind bars in the worst way. Far from your family. Cause you're locked away. Now tell me, do you really think crime pays? Been on taking what your brother had?
You little sucker.
You talking all that jazz.
It's time to stand together in a unity. Cause if not, then we're soon to be self-destroyed, unemployed. The rap race will be lost without a trace. Or a clue but what to do is stop the violence and kick the science. Down the road that we call eternity, where knowledge is formed and you learn to be self-sufficient, independent. To teach to each is what rap intended, but society wants to invade. So do not walk this path that they laid. It's self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. D-Night, break it down like this.
Children growing, women using, men go walking from the ceiling.
Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction.
I'm Miss Melody and I'm a born again girl. The bombs in that was cease and set. If we wanna develop and grow to another level, we can't be guinea pigs for the devil. The enemy knows they're no fools because everyone knows the hip hop rules. So we gotta get it big and grab what's wrong. The opposition is weak and rap is strong.
This is all about, no doubt, to stop violence. But first, let's have a moment of silence. Swing. This has been stated, re-educated, evaluated. Thoughts of the past have faded. The only thing left is the memories of our belated. And I hate it when someone dies to get all hurt up for a silly gold chain by jump. Word up. It doesn't make you a big man. And you wanna know what this your brother man. And you don't know that's part of the plan. Why? Cause rap music is in full demand. Understand?
Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. My name is Just Ice, a man, not a prankster. I was known as the gangster, but believe me, that is no fun. The time is now to unite everyone. You don't have to be soft to be the peace. Robbing and killing and murdering is the least. You don't have to be chained by the beast. But party people, it's time I release. Hey yo, here's the situation. Idiocy, nonsense, violence, not a good policy. Therefore, we must ignore, fight and fuss it. Heaven's at the door, so there'll be no bum rushing. Let's get together because we're falling apart. I heard a brother shot another, it broke my heart. I don't understand the difficulty, people. Love your brother, treat him as an equal. They call us animal, I don't agree with them. I'll prove it wrong, the right is what you're proving them. Take heed before I lead to what I'm saying, or we'll all be on our knees praying.
Heavy deep in the heart of the manner. The self-destruction is served on a platter. Making a date, not failing to anticipate. They got greedy, so they fell for the bait. That makes them a victim. Pick their pluck. New jack in jail, but to the feds feel the drunk. There's no one around, cause in jail you're you're a number. They never took the time to wonder about self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction.
Yes, we urge the merge. We live for the love of our people, the hope they get along. Getting the point to our brothers and sisters who don't know the time.
So we run around.
Step in your head, you know our job to build and collect ourselves with intellect. To evolve the self-respect. Cause we got to keep ourselves in check, or else it's
Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? How's everybody doing this morning? This is the day that the Most High have made. So let us be glad and rejoice in it this morning. I hope everybody is doing well. I hope everybody is doing great this morning. I hope your week has been a great week. I hope the Most High have really truly blessed you over and abundantly with love, kindness, and peace this morning. I hope he has really truly blessed you and your offspring with wisdom and knowledge and understanding of his word this morning or this week, this week, you know. My week has been a pretty good week. I can't complain too much this week about everything going on. But you know, it's a lot going on in the world today, you know, so I really can't complain this week. I really won't complain. Everything is coming to full fruition, and we just got to continue to do the things that we're supposed to do, amen. You know, so I'm not gonna hold us up this morning on the teachings this morning, but I'm coming out of Exodus chapter 20, verses 1 through 17, and then I'll get the prayer, and then we'll get started this morning. And it reads, and Ananias spake all these words, saying, I am Yahuwah, that Ananias, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage. And thou shalt have no other Ananias before me, and thou shalt not make unto thee any graven image, or any likeness of anything that is in the heavens above, or that is in the earth beneath, or that is in the water under the earth. And thou shalt not bow down thyself to them, nor serve them. For I, Yahuwah, that Ananias, am a jealous Ananias, visiting the iniquities of the fathers upon the children unto the third and fourth generation of them that hate me, and showing mercy unto thousands of them that love me and keep my commandments. Thou shalt not take the name of Yahuwah, thy Ananias, in vain, for Yahuwah will not hold him guiltless that taketh his name in vain. Remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. 6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the seventh day is the Sabbath of Yahuwah, thy Ananias. In it thou shalt not do any work, thou, nor thy sons, nor thy daughter, thy manservants, nor thy maidservants, nor thy cattle, nor thy strangers that is within thy gates. For in 6 days Yahuwah made the heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is, and rested the seventh day. Wherefore, if Yahuwah blessed the Sabbath, then hallowed it. Honor thy fathers and thy mothers, that thy days be long upon the land which Yahuwah thy Ananias giveth thee. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not commit adultery, thou shalt not steal, thou shalt not bear false witness against thy neighbors, and thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's house. Thou shalt not cover thy neighbor's wife, nor his manservant, nor his maidservant, nor his ox, nor his ass, nor anything that is thy neighbor's. Okay, so let us pray this morning. O creators of the heavens and earth, of our radiance and vibrations, soften the grounds of our beings and carve out a space with us where your presence can abide. Fill us with your creativity so that we may be empowered to bear fruits of our mission. Let each of our actions bear fruits in accordance with our desires within your purpose for our life. Bestow us with the wisdom of produce and share where each being needs to grow and flourish. Untie the tangled thread of destiny that binds us as we release others from the entanglement of past mistakes. Do not let us be seduced by that which distracts us from our true purpose, but illuminate the opportunities, the present moments. For you are the ground and the fruitful vision, the creator and power and fulfillment, as all is gathered and made whole once again. So let it be. Good morning, good morning, good morning. How's everybody doing this morning? I hope your week has been great. I hope your week has been prosperous. I hope your week has been what you have desired it to be. I hope the Most High has really truly blessed you over and abundantly with love, kindness, and joy. I really hope he has. I really hope he has. You know, a lot of people are going through a lot of different things in the world. So, you know, I'm really hoping that you have blessings this morning instead of negativity. Okay? So if you could turn to the book of Habakkuk. Turn to the book of Habakkuk this morning. And we're gonna be going through that today, this morning, or this afternoon, wherever you may be. You know, some of you all are on here. If you don't mind telling me where you at, so that I can be able to tell me where you located, so I can see where you're from. Amen. All right. So we're gonna be talking about Habakkuk in the chapter 2 this morning. Habakkuk chapter 2. And the key verse this morning is verse 4. No, the key verse is verse 2. The key verse is verse 2 in Habakkuk, right? And it reads, and Yahuwah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it. Okay, let me read it over. It says, and Yahuwah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it. And the title of the teachings this morning is, it is time to start planning your exit out of America. It is time to start planning your exit out of America. Okay? And I got 2 words for you this morning. What's up, my brother Greg? How you doing? Hope all is well on YouTube, on Facebook. I hope you're doing well this morning, my brother. You know, the 2 words I have this morning is vision. Vision is a 13th century word. It means the act of seeing external objects. Actual sight, something imagined to be seen. I want you to listen to that. Something imagined to be seen. That which is seen, specifically something seen in the imagination or in the supernatural realm by sleeping or waking. That's what it's saying. A vision is something that you see supernaturally by sleeping or waking. The word faith is a 13th century word. It means to trust, to pursue, to draw towards anything. Faith is an action word. It means to believe, to obey. It means loyalty to a person or thing. It means honesty. It means honesty and truthfulness. Okay? So now when we're looking at Habakkuk, right? Habakkuk is during the same period in time as Jeremiah. So Jeremiah and Habakkuk was writing during the same time period. And they was talking about the same situation of how Nebuchadnezzar and the nation of Babylon would come to destroy the Jerusalem because the people was out of line. The children of Israel and the tribe of Judah was misbehaving inappropriately. It says this book is written in the form of a dialogue between the prophet and his God, and deals with one of the great mysteries that continue to trouble us all. The apparent triumph of evil in a world created and ruled by a good, loving, and sovereign God. God and King, and it says, and can good triumph in a situation that seemed hopeless, one where evil reigns. The God really intervenes. Habakkuk was a prophet of social justice who wrestled with God in questioning and courageous prayers, yet who also had unshakable faith and hope in God. Such a courageous servant of God is desperately needed in today's time. So yeah, also it was talking about Habakkuk was a guy a prophet who was questioning the Most High about the situation that was going on in the world today. He was really kind of not I'm not gonna say challenging God, but questioning God on why he's allowing all these things to happen. How is it so possible that the Most High will continue to allow the things that happen in this world, and why is it continuing to be this way? Like in Habakkuk 1:4, it says, therefore the law is slack, and judgment doeth never go forth, for the wicked do compass about the righteous. Therefore wrong judgment proceedeth. So what Habakkuk was saying was, man, what I see ain't what you is. Habakkuk was upset because of what was actually taking place in the world. Habakkuk was upset because he see that the wicked is still doing the things that they're doing, and it appears to Habakkuk that the wicked was winning, the wicked was making money, the wicked was living a luxury lifestyle off the backs of the poor. And that's what was so hard. That was so upsetting to Habakkuk, because he understood that the rich was living off the poor. The rich was doing things to the poor that was so detrimental to the poor. And Habakkuk couldn't understand it, because he said, man, if you're a righteous savior and protector, how are you allowing all these things to happen to us? How are you allowing all these things to take place? And that was the questions that Habakkuk had. He had several questions that he was challenging the Most High on, because of the fact that he just didn't like that they was living in situations that wasn't conducive for the people. And it looked as if the Most High was allowing these wicked people to do the things that he do. And the sad part about it is, he's allowing it to happen. And see, like I told people last week, right? A couple of weeks ago, we are the Most High's instruments. Humanity is. And everybody has to play a role. Everybody has to play something in order for something to happen. And that's what you see with Bill Gates and all these people. They're God's instrument. They're the Most High's instruments for wickedness. Fauci, Dr. Fauci, President. All these people have signed a contract to play their wickedness, their part in this detriment to humanity. And that's something that we got to understand. See, the Most High had to have an army of people that's willing to do wickedness for the prosperity of money, for their prosperity. And they're not actually understanding that they are doing the will of the Father. They actually think that they're doing the will for themselves, to accumulate money for themselves so that they can become prosperous. That's the hard and the sad part about reality. All these people who put out all these things, the Rothschilds and all these families that put all this money out for everything that's taking place, they think they're actually doing something for something good, but in actuality, it's negative. But it's also fulfilling biblical prophecy. And that's something that I think we really, truly got to understand. And that's the sad part about reality, is that this has to take place, regardless if we want it or not. This has to take place. That's the thing. And, that's what Habakkuk was complaining about. He was complaining that how can you continue to let these rich people become rich out the wickedness that they're doing? Because it says this in 1 and 16 in Habakkuk. It says, therefore they sacrifice unto their nets and burn incense unto their drag, because by them their portion is fat and their meat is plenteous. See, rich people become rich off the instruments and the tools that they have to accumulate money, even though whatever they're doing to accumulate money may be a detriment to society. Like Pfizer, Moderna, all these medical pharmaceutical companies, they're living off the illness of humanity when they can easily heal them. But Pfizer, Moderna, and all these other people are living off the illness, something that they intentionally created. And that's what it says in Habakkuk 1 and 16. Therefore, they sacrifice unto their net, or unto the things that make them rich, and burn incense unto their drags, because by them their portion is fat. By their nets and their drags, their monies have become increased, and their meat plenteous. Shall they therefore empty their nets and not spare continually to slay nations? That's how rich people are becoming rich. By slaying people, by slaying nations of people. And that's what Habakkuk was so upset about. That's what he was mad about, because of what the rich was doing. So now when Habakkuk and the Most High was having that conversation, that's the reason why it says this in Habakkuk 2 and 1. 2 and 2. But let's go ahead and get started with this, because I want us to understand something. Understand the song that I just read, the song that I just played. Understand everything that's going on in society today. Understand that. Okay? It says, I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the towers, and watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved. So Habakkuk, this book is all about Habakkuk and the Most High having a conversation about his condition, what Most High is going to do about their conditions, and all of these things. He's just talking about the total situation. It's like this is a personal letter to the Most High about what's actually going on in society today. That's what it's basically about, a personal letter that was actually going on in society. And Habakkuk was asking the Most High, what are you going to do about it? And the Most High answered in verse 2. And Yahuwah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon the tablets, and that he may run that readeth it. The word running in that means to prepare. Because most people use this as a preparing for your future financially, or preparing for your future from a physical sense. But this is coming from the spiritual sense, preparing your future spiritually for what's getting ready to happen in the earth. That's what this passage means. Actually, you can write your vision and make it plain. And he that he may run that readeth it means to go prepare for the calamities that's getting ready to hit the earth. That's what this was all about. Habakkuk writing this passage, or he's saying that passage so that when he write this passage, people can truly understand that something on a drastic scale is getting ready to happen, and the people need to be spiritually and physically ready for this. Right? Let me read you a couple of articles. Because sometimes people in our society, I was looking at this thing on TikTok the other day, right? And they did an example of how numb people are to humanity, right? They're numb, they're careless about humanity. It's that when I was looking at these videos on TikTok where it was a scheme that's just to see how people was going to respond. It would be one man and this little kid would be walking in front of him. This man would kidnap this little kid in front of people and run and try to take the kid away. And most of the people would just look and ignore the whole situation as if it never happened. It would be a European man kidnapping a European child or a little African-American child, a black child. And he would do this intentionally in front of a crowd of people, and people wouldn't even pay attention to it or act like it didn't even happen to them, and they'd keep it moving as if it never happened. As if it never happened. They just kept going on in life. We as a society have become so numb to victimizations that we don't even care about it no more. We are numb. We are PTSD, post-traumatic stress syndrome. We have that so bad. But like the other day, this happened when? This happened February the 19th. A 21-year-old body found in wooded area of Georgia Park. Authorities are investigating it as a suicide. But it wasn't a suicide. It was a lynching. It was a hanging. It was a young 21-year-old African-American young man hanging in a tree in Marietta, Georgia. Do you know how many African-American young men have been caught hung in a tree in the last 2 years? This seems like bloody summer. Do you know how many? It says that body of a 21-year-old man was discovered in a wooded area at Fair Oak Park in Marietta, Georgia on Wednesday morning. According to Cobb County Police, the victim has not been identified, but local authorities have already reported that detectives found no signs of foul play and have determined that the death is being investigated as a suicide. But they're not telling you that the person was hanging from a tree. They're not telling you that. They're not telling you that. Then it says, according to the Marietta Daily Journal, the Cobb County Police Ranger Unit, which patrols the parks, the county parks properties, responded to the scene after a 911 caller reported a dead body in the area. They said in the area, but they're not telling you that in the area the body was hanging from a tree with a rope around his neck. It says from there, the officers with the Ranger units secured the scene and called for the department major crime unit to investigate the death. So when we're looking at it, this is some of the things that Habakkuk was upset about, because the simple fact is Habakkuk saw injustices that was going on in the earth. He was mad about the situation. He was horrified. He was upset because he see the horrific things that is taking place. And he said, man, how long is this thing's going to happen and take place? Because we're starting to see dead bodies in the street. Okay, also listen to this one. Okay. Yes. You want to show it?
No, I was just saying.
Okay. It says this on January 2025, right? President Trump signed an executive order protecting the American people against invasions. Listen to this. Directing and rapid expansions of the United States Immigration and Customs Enforcement Program. This policy deputized state and local law enforcement to perform federal immigration duties with active agreement exceeding 1,400 as February 2026. What this is basically saying is that in January 2025, right, Donald Trump signed an executive order that making it lawful that the law enforcement agencies, like the FBI, the local police department, and sheriff departments, are on one accord with ICE agents. That's why the police departments have been telling everybody to abide by ICE's laws and regulation, because this law or this executive order has been passed or has been put in place. Now he's saying the ICE, the FBI, the DEA, the state and federal and sheriff departments are all on one accord when it comes to the immigration law. It says this expansion, the executive order requires the DHS secretary to maximize the use of 287 agreements to identify, arrest, and proceed individuals for deportations. It says the implementations participate. Local police can interview suspects about immigration status, check database, and issue detainers to hold individuals for up to 48 hours. Now the police department and ICE is working together to be able to be in the deportation business. And see, Habakkuk was complaining about that. Man, how you gonna deport somebody when you're an illegal alien yourself? How you gonna deport? How can you do this when you're illegal? This country was founded on invasions of the Americas by the European settlers and the Spanish settlers. How can you do this, right? Then it says this. Hold on. Habakkuk was complaining, right? He also was complaining about this right here, because I'm going to tell you why in a minute. It says in February 2026, the United States labor market continued to experience significant ongoing layoff driven by AI-related reconstructing, including major cuts at businesses like Heineken, 6,000 jobs, and the Washington Post. While final February jobs data is still pending, 207,694 people filed initial unemployment claims in the week ending in February the 14th. So slightly down from the previous week. Slightly down from the previous week, indicating continued yet moderating job loss. And see, when you have job loss, it's still just benefiting the rich, because what he's doing is, if you're getting a bag of potato chips that's this big and it's costing you $5, now they're going to decrease the bag size and charge you the same amount. And see, the rich will never be affected by unemployment. The rich will never be affected by job loss. The rich will never be affected by any of these things, but only people that's going to be affected is the poor. And see, that's what he was talking about. Habakkuk was upset because of how the poor was crying. Because let's go to, and I'm getting ready to get started in just a few seconds. Let us go to Habakkuk 3 and 14. Because it says this in Habakkuk 3 and 14. It says, thou didst strike through with the shave the head. Thou didst strike through with shave the heads of his villages. They came out as a whirlwind to scatter me. Their rejoicing was as to devour the poor secretly. See, the rich is trying to destroy the poor secretly, and nobody can honestly see it. See, they're playing on our emotions. They're playing on our everything to destroy us. That's why the Most High told Habakkuk. And see, the plan is the destruction of the people who's trying to destroy the poor. The plan is going against the wickedness of the people and the wicked people. See, Habakkuk has to make this prophecy to the people so they can understand and go prepare for the destruction upon the land. It says, and Yahuwah answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain. upon tablets, that he may run that readeth it, that he may prepare that readeth it. Okay, let us go to Isaiah chapter 30, verse 8. Because I want us to understand what this is actually saying. This verse is actually saying. Because a lot of us still want to live in the illusion that nothing is going on, everything is okay, but in actuality, it's death and destruction all around us. Let us go to verse 8. It says, Now go, write it before them in a tablet and note it in a book, that it may be for the time to come forever and ever. That this is a rebellious people, lying children that will not hear the law of Yahuwah, which say to the seers, see not, and to the prophets, prophesy not unto us right things, speak unto us at us smooth things, prophesy deceit. See, that's what Habakkuk is dealing with, people who don't really want to deal with the truth. Habakkuk is dealing with people who don't want to know the truth. And that's why the Most High is saying, write the vision, make it plain, so they can prepare and run with it. Those who read it, they can go prepare for it, right? Because the Most High have to give us a warning of things to come before it even comes. So you can't have an excuse that you didn't know anything about it. You can't say you didn't know anything about it, because he put it in the book for you to know. Let us go to Jeremiah chapter 36, because I want us to understand something. The Most High have to make it. He have to put it out. He have to give us a notice. Jeremiah chapter 36, verse 27 through 32. It says, Then the word of Yahuwah came to Jeremiah, because Jeremiah and Habakkuk were during the same time period. After that, the king had burnt the rolls, and the words of Baruch wrote at the mouth of Jeremiah, saying, Take thee again another roll, and write it in all the former words that were in the first roll, which Jehoiakim the king of Judah had burned. And thou shalt say to Jehoiakim king of Judah, Thus saith Yahuwah, Thou hast burned this roll, saying, Why hast thou written therein, saying, The king of Babylon shall surely come and destroy this land, and cause to cease from thence man and beast. It says, Therefore, thus saith Yahuwah of Jehoiakim, king of Judah, he shall have none to sit upon the throne of David, and his dead body shall be cast out in the day to the heat, and in the night of the frost. And I will punish him and his seed and his servants for their iniquities, and I will bring upon them and upon the inhabitants of Jerusalem and upon the men of Judah all the evils that I have pronounced against them, but they hearken not. See, the Most High, when he's bringing the judgment, he's got to get his prophets to write it so that people can prepare for it. It's up to them. It's up to them whether they prepare for it, but he got to put it out here. And what put it on my spirit this morning, right? The reason why the United States is trying to destroy Venezuela is because they want to destroy Cuba. Okay? And the reason why they want to destroy Cuba, because Cuba has a lot of minerals in the land. Venezuela got a lot of minerals in the land. But also, what the Spirit was showing me this morning, out of chaos becomes order. Order out of chaos. That's what they say, right? So now if Cuba don't have power, what they're forcing Cuba to go to is digital currencies, global power grids of solar panels. They're forcing Cuba in a direct way to start using things that's trying to push them into the future. Solar panels, They're going to start making them, they can't go to the ATM, so they're going to have to start using digital wallets and digital currencies. So now they're actually pushing Cuba into the digital era, and they don't even know it. See, they have to have chaos so they can bring order in. Just imagine if the power go out in the United States. They'll do the same thing here in the United States, because now what that opportunity gives them is an opportunity. That moment gives them is an opportunity to introduce digital currencies, and all these other things that normally, up under normal circumstances, humans wouldn't go for. But now, because they had to bring order out of chaos, now Cuba going to be pushed into using digital currencies, forced to use solar panels, forced to use these things that uncommonly they wouldn't use. I was looking at a thing this morning where this kid was using solar panels to make his bicycle run that is working off of an electric battery. So now, because they don't have electricity in Cuba, now they're using solar panels to charge their businesses, to charge cars, to charge all these things. So they're actually forcing people in other countries to go by shutting off everything that they have. They're constantly pushing people up under digital control. Okay? So let us go to Revelation chapter 21, because I want us to understand something. All these things must take place, though. All of it has to take place in order for it to be fulfilled. The writing in the tablets to be fulfilled. And then it says this, and he that sat upon the throne said, behold, I will make all things new. And he said unto me, write, for these words are true and faithful. For he said unto me, it is done. I am Alpha and Omega, and the beginning and the end. I will give unto him that is athirst of the fountain of the water is of life freely. He that overcometh shall inherit all things. Listen to that. Listen to that part again. He that overcometh shall inherit all things. That reminds me of the verse in Matthew chapter 24, verse 13 and 14. He that endureth to the end shall be saved. See, in order for us to be able to see the kingdom, we got to be able to make it to the kingdom. We got to endure all these things that we're getting ready to go through. Then it says, and I will bring his God, and he shall be, and I will be his God, and he shall be my son. But the fearful, the unbelieving, the abominable and murderer, the whoremonger, the sorcerers, the idolaters, and all liars shall have their part in the lake which burn with fire and brimstone, which is the second death. So these things had to be written. These things had to be taking place in order for us to be able to know what's actually going on in the world. We have to see, Habakkuk had to put this vision out there. The vision of destruction, the vision of physical destruction of the nation, the vision of of what's going to happen in the near future. Habakkuk had to do it because Habakkuk was complaining to the Most High about the situation, about the young man getting hung in a tree, about people losing their jobs, about people are being sick intentionally by these pharmaceutical companies. And see, I was at the ankle, foot and leg doctor yesterday, right? And I was listening to this doctor,
Vascular.
Okay, vascular. But anyway, I was listening to the doctor, right? And she was talking about high blood pressure. She said, anybody over the age of 50, if you want to keep your blood pressure low, just take a baby aspirin every day. But the simple fact is, doctors don't tell you that. They'll prescribe high blood pressure medication for you, and it may be the same thing as a simple aspirin, and we don't even know it. They're charging us and keeping on this medicine for all our lives and charging us whatever they charge us for something that may not never exist, because blood pressure goes up due to increase of age. Your blood pressure at the age of 20 ain't gonna be the same at the age of 30. And at the same age of 30, it ain't gonna be at the same age of 40. Same age of 40, it ain't gonna be at the same age of 60, because your body goes through so many transformations during that time period. And that's what the doctor was saying to me yesterday. And then my doctor told me, Alana, you want to lower your blood pressure, lose weight. Exercise, you'll be all right. But they medicate you so they can make money out for you. So this is what Habakkuk was talking about. This is what he was complaining about. How the industries are making money out the poor. This is what he was upset about, because he's mad because of all the things that's taking place. And he was asking the Most High, when are you going to intervene? Because the only people we see that's doing right is the rich. Only people we see making money is the rich. The rich is eating off the poor. So number 3, go back to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 3. It said, for the vision is yet for an appointed time. And see, that's patience. We got to endure until the end. That's patience, being patient for the Most High, being patient and waiting on the Most High. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it waits, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. So what it's basically saying is that judgment has an appointed time to come, and there ain't nothing we really could do about it. We just got to be patient and wait for that moment to come and get here. And see, a lot of things don't happen overnight. Some things happen overnight, but a lot of things don't happen overnight. It takes something to happen over a long period of time, because the Most High have to put pieces in place and things in places. He had to put all these things out in certain periods of time so that everything that he said could fulfill itself. The hard part is this, understand this verse right here. It says, that ain't what I want, but I'm going to read it anyway. This ain't what I want, but I'm going to read it anyway. It says, I form the light, created darkness, I make peace, I create evil. I, Yahuwah, do all these things. So if he did all these things, but he also said, my word shall not go out and return unto me void. So when we're looking at the Most High's will, we're looking at it from our viewpoint and how we want it, because we're impatient with conditions. We're very impatient with conditions. We can get very upset because the conditions are not the way we want it to be, and we can get impatient with it and make hasty decisions. Let us go to Daniel chapter 8, because I want us to understand we're dealing with the Most High, and he said we're going to write, Habakkuk wrote the vision for an appointed time. And it just, we got to be patient for that appointed time. Okay? Let us go to Daniel chapter 8, verse 19. Let us go to, I'm going to 18 and I'm going to 18 and 19. It says, now as he was speaking with me, I was in a deep sleep on my face towards the ground, but he touched me and set me upright. And he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the end and the last end of the indignation. For at the time appointed, the end shall be. The ram which thou sawest having two horns are the king of Media and Persia. And see, he was talking about nations that will come against the nation of Babylon. Persia is still Iran. We got to understand that Iran, the United States may strike Iran in the next couple of weeks, the next days or so. Persia is still projected to destroy the United States. Okay, but everything had to happen in this designated time. That's why my thing say it is time to start planning your exit. Not to leave now, but you got to start making plans to go somewhere as some devastation hit the United States. You got to start planning. If some devastation hits the United States, you got to start planning. What would you do? Where would you go? And how would you get there? Do you have your passport? Do you have cash? What do you have? Whatever means you have, what do you have to get out of the United States? That's something that we got to truly think about and talk about. Okay, because he said in verse 18, he said, behold, I will make thee know what shall be in the end, the last end of the anger, for at that time appointed the end shall be. Listen, the ram which thou sawest having two horns are the king of Media and Persia. Persia is Iran coming against Babylon, which is the U.S. That's why we got to have some type of plan. That's how we got to have some type of idea of what we would do. Let us go to Jeremiah chapter 27. It says this, chapter 26 and chapter 27, verse 6 and 7. It says, and now have I given all these lands into the hands of Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, my servant, and the beasts of the field have I given him also to serve. Listen to this. Everybody have an appointed time to rule for a certain period of time. Everybody have this designation. Nobody's going to exceed their designated period. Okay, it says, all nations shall serve him and his sons and his sons' sons until the very time of his reign comes. That means the end of his rulings. He's only going to rule for a certain period of time until the very time of his reign comes. Then many nations and great kings shall serve themselves of him. See, all prophets have to give a warning to the people of what's to come. And it is up to the people to take heed to the warning or the prophecy or the prediction of what's getting ready to happen. They're predicting this is going to happen from a divine spiritual from a divine spirit. So we can all be talking about we want to have this perfect life and live in this thing forever, but every nation, every kingdom has a designated or appointed time for end. Everybody has it. Everybody. You cannot deviate from it. No matter what you try to do. Let us go to Galatians chapter 4, verse 2. And see, that's what I think, because we as Americans, we have such a hard part understanding that biblical prophecy. The United States is one of the youngest existing countries in the world. It was land before, and there was people here before America, but the Americas or American only been in existence since 1775, 1776. Independence Day. America didn't exist as a nation the way it exists now until after the freedom from Great Britain or Britain. And we still up under that rule to a certain extent. So America it's only been in existence for 200 some years. Or 300 some years. Galatians chapter 4, verse 1 and 2, it says, but now I say that the heirs, as long as he is a child, differ nothing from a servant, though he be Lord of all, but is under tutor and governors until the time appointed of the Father. Even so we are children, were in bondage under the element of the world. But when the fullness of time was come, God sent forth his Son, made of a woman, made under the law, to render them that were under the law, that we might receive adoption of sons. But what I'm trying to say is this right here. But is under tutor and governors until the time appointed of the Father. See, we're going to always be up under this situation until it's time for us to be delivered. And that's what Paul is saying. This is something that we got to deal with. This is something that we got to deal with. We can't get away from it. But you can see that Epstein's files are coming out. People have been eating people, drinking blood, human trafficking, human sacrifice, all these things. They've been human hunting. All these things have been actually taking place. And you don't think we're heading for self-destruction because of all these things that's happening in this land? This land got so much blood on it. Let me see so. Yeah, listen to this. The Epstein files, they have human huntings in that. They have human huntings in Epstein's files, right? But listen to this. And see, that's what Habakkuk was talking about. People like Epstein. He was complaining how Epstein looked like he got away with murder. And he asking the Most High, how are you allowing all these people to get away with the things that they're getting away with? He's upset because he said, there's no righteous judgment in the earth if you continue to allow these people to do the things that he's doing. But we got to understand that these things got to take place because these wicked people are fulfilling their part of the portion of the prophecy. And it says this in Number 35 and 33. It says, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are. For blood, it defiles the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein. But by the blood of him that shed it. And see, that's the thing. Defile not therefore the land which ye shall inhabit. Dwell therein, wherein I dwell. For I, Yahuwah, dwell among the children of Israel. Okay, so what he's saying is the same people who committed the blood to be on the land, them people have to be taken care of from a judgment point of view. That's why I'm saying it's time to start planning your exit out of America, because there's going to be so much judgment in the earth. There's going to be so much stuff going on in Americas that you just going to want to have to get out of it the best way you can, because there's going to be so much violence and strife here, because it was so much violence and strife that was created. That was how they got it. Okay, let us go back to Habakkuk. Go to verse 4. Let me go to verse 3 and 4. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak. It shall come to fulfillment and not lie. Though it tarries, wait for it, because it will surely come. This is a promise that it's going to come. It will not tarry. Behold, his son, which is lifted up, is not upright in him, but the just shall live by faith alone. Okay, this is something that may sound confusing, right? It says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. It's talking about the wicked, the proud, the people who's wealthy. Even when we look at all the things that the United States government is doing now at this time, it's making sure that you lose your job. It's making sure you don't have food. These are the rich and wealthy people, making sure that you don't have a healthy life. See, these people are lifted up. We look at rich people as great people, but in order for them to get to the position that they're in, they had to do some wicked stuff. Just like LeBron James said on the interview, he said, they asked him when he want to retire. He said, I just want to live. What does that got to do with anything? What, by him saying, I just want to live, and them, because they asked him to retire, what those two things got to do with anything? In order for LeBron James to get the accolades that he got, he had to do some things he didn't want to do to get it. Mm. So now, they may be calling his feet to the carpet. Now LeBron James said, I just want to live, man. Mm. Just like when Judas made a contract with the Pharisees. You can't make a contract with people that goes against Christ. You cannot make a contract with those people who goes against Christ, because you're going to wind up committing suicide at the end of the day, because you're going to be fulfilling your portion of biblical prophecy, whether you in the 2/3 or the 1/3. When you decide to make a contract with the people who are going against Christ, you fulfilling your portion of the contract of the 2/3. It says this, behold, his son, which is lifted up, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright. But the righteous shall live by his faith. And I'm going to say this, the word faith, I'm going to say loyalty. His loyalty, his infidelity, his fidelity. His fidelity means trustworthiness to God. everything that you do. The reason why the just shall live by his fidelity, his loyalty to the Creator. At this moment in time, we should be living for the Creator and the Creator alone. That's the only way we're gonna be able to be protected during this time period. We can't want to do what the wicked do. We can't want to do what the world do. See, when the Most High have given you visions, right? He have also, and see, man, my wife and I, we having this conversation yesterday sitting on the sofa. It's like the Most High gave me visions a long time ago for this very moment. And I prepared for this moment. And I'm still trying to prepare for this moment. And it's just that sometimes you're going to have pushback because people don't understand the vision. The vision is what's getting ready to hit the earth and how you're going to prepare for it. And see, the Most High give his anointed ones means and ways to prepare for it. It's just that the people who's listening to the prophets got to believe in the prophets in order to be protected and saved through the process. And see, I got a friend of mine. That joker listen to everything. I ain't gonna say everything, but he listened to what I say. I have a lot of people who listen to what I say because they see that my word is not my word, but Yahuwah's word is coming true through me. Anybody who know me and know that I've been speaking what I've been speaking, they know that Yahuwah's word is coming true through me. And I'm just saying, I'm just an ordinary Joe Blow. That's why I'm saying y'all this, what I'm saying, because I try not to do what I want to do in this thing here. I do what the Most High want me to do. That song the morning I played, it wasn't what I wanted to play. It's what the Most High wanted me to play. The shirt that I put on this morning, it ain't what I wanted to put on. It's what the Most High told me to put on. But it was a message behind the madness. It wasn't no cursing. It wasn't no profanity. It wasn't no negativity. It was just telling us what's getting ready to happen because of the behaviors and what we are. So, yes, you can listen to me or not. That's on you. But if you would have really listened to me or listened to the Spirit through me, you'd be on point. You would get a good message. So let us go to, because this day right now, we have to be so loyal to the Most High that don't nothing supersede the Most High. We got to be so submissive to him that whatever he say do, you get to do it. Okay? Let us go to John chapter 3. And see, I had a friend of mine, right? I said, this guy who I used to go shoot with, go train with, right? I told him to go buy gold when it was $1,800 an ounce. I told him, and he had plenty of money to do it. I said, hey man, you need to go buy some gold at $1,800 an ounce. I said, you need to go buy some, I'm telling you. How much is an ounce of gold now? How much you saw yesterday? $5,100.
Yeah.
Ounce of gold now is $5,100. But I told him to go buy an ounce of gold when it was $1,800. And he got plenty of money. He can go do it. But that's what the Spirit was telling me. You got to be obedient. It's obedient is better than. John chapter 3, verse 36. It says this. He that believeth on the Son has everlasting life, and he that believeth not on the Son shall not see life, but the wrath of Ananias abides on him. See, our belief system controls our behavior. What we believe in, what we don't believe in. And my wife and I had this experience yesterday. I did some panicking because I believed something finna happen. I reacted in a way to make sure that these things don't happen to me. So you really have to have loyalty, you got to have faith, you got to believe in the Most High during this time period in order for you to be protected because of the invasion and the calamities that's going to hit the earth. Okay, let us go to Romans chapter 1, verse 17. It says, I'm going to verse 16. It says, for I am not ashamed of the gospel of Christ, for it is the power of Ananias unto protection to everyone that believe, to the Jews first and also to the Greeks. For therein is the righteousness of God Ananias revealed from the faith to faith, as is written, the just shall live by faith alone. The just shall live by faith. That means your actions and what you believe in. Let's go to Hebrews chapter 10, verse 38. Hebrews chapter 10, verse 38. It says, now the just shall live by faith, but if any man draweth back, my soul shall have no pleasure in him. If you're not believing in the Most High, how can he do anything for you? Now let us go back to Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 4 and 5. I want you to understand something. Destruction has an appointed time. We just got to be faithful during the appointed time. Because listen to this again. I'm read verse 4. I want you to hear verse 5. It says, behold, his soul, which is lifted up, is not upright in him. But the just shall live by faith, by his faith. Yea, also, because he transgressed by wine, he is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarge his desires as hell, and is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gather unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. This person that's getting ready to come and rule, or who is ruling, is a proud man. Neither keepeth at home, who enlarge his desires as hell. I want all of South America. I want Cuba. I want Venezuela. I want Greenland. I'm thinking about going into Mexico. He says, who enlarge his desires as hell is enlarged every day, is as death, and cannot be satisfied. This person who's going to invade or who is ruling or whatever the case may be can never be satisfied with the things that he's doing. He just wants more and more and more and more. But gathers unto him all nations, and heap unto him all people. It's describing a king that will be coming to rule over the children of Israel. But we just got to truly understand. The prophecy has a point in time. We just got to be faithful until that time. And through that time. That's what we got to do. We can't do what we want to do, how we want to do it, the way we want to do it, and think it's going to be the results that the Most High wants for us. We got to do what the Most High wants us to do, how He wants us to do it, and the way He wants us to do it. We got to be asking the Most High, what do He want us to do at this appointed time? My wife and I right now, we may have to move, but we can't do what we want to do in the process of moving. We got to do it the way He wants us to do it. He already gave me a vision of how the house going to look. But I just got to be patient on Him. So that concludes the teaching for today. I want us to understand something. It is time to start planning your exit out of America. Get a vision and be faithful to that vision. Those are the two words. Vision means the act of seeing external objects, something seen in imagination or in the supernatural by one sleeping or waking. The word faith is to trust, pursue, persuade, and to draw towards anything. It means to obey. It means to believe. It means be loyal to a person or thing. Okay? The points are predictions and prophecies are coming to pass. And they got an appointed time when they get here. We see the writing on the wall as we speak today. We see the writing on the wall. We just got to be faithful. They got digital currency out here already. They got the microchips. They got everything ready to go right now. If the banks close tomorrow, they can open them up next week and tell everybody, we just sent y'all a card. You sign in on the card, all your money on the card, and we're going to control you by your money on that card. And there ain't nothing you can do about it. Either roll with it or you don't roll with it. That's why all these data centers are going up. They're right in your face, they're writing on the wall. Can you see it? So, Father, as we come to you today, we thank you, we bless you, we praise you. We give you all the honor and the glory, Father. We thank you for everything that you're doing and how you're doing, the way you're doing it. Father, we just ask that you continue to let your word go out and not come back void. We ask that you help us to be the way you want us to be. We ask that you continue to lead and guide us. We ask that you cover us. We ask that you direct our path. We ask that you can just continue to be a light in darkness for us. We ask that you let your will be done in the way you want it to be done, how you want it to be done. Father, we ask that you help us to surrender to your word. We ask that you help us to surrender to everything that you have called us to do. Father, we ask that you continue to just show us how you want us to be, the way you want us to be, so that we can be prosperous in the way you want us to be. Father, we ask that your word direct our footsteps.
Yeah.
We ask that you continue to let us understand your word in the manner in which you want us to understand. We ask that we see your biblical prophecies the way you want us to see them. And we ask that we continue to speak the truth. Father, we're nervous right now because we're in situations that we haven't been in before. And we don't know how to act.
Yeah.
We ask that you help us become more faithful to you. No, we don't want to be put through more situations, but we want you to encourage us to be more faithful to you during this process, and let us die to ourselves and live in your word and live for you. In your higher name we pray, so let it be. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Y'all have a blessed one.
All of the speakers have agreed that America has a very serious problem. Not only does America have a very serious problem, but our people have a very serious problem. America's problem is self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction.
Well, today's topic, self-destruction. It really ain't the rap audience is bugging. It's one or two suckers, ignorant brothers, trying to rob and steal from one another. You get caught in the mid. So to crush that stereotype, here's what we did. We got ourselves together so that you can unite and fight for what's right. Not negative cause. The way we live is positive. We don't kill our relatives.
Pop, 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 one is shot, who's to blame? Headline, front page, and rap's the name. MC Delight here to state the bottom line. The black on black crime was way before our time.
Took my brother's life with a knife as his wife cried, cause he died of trifling death when he left his very last breath. Was I slept, so watch your step. Back in the 60s, our brothers and sisters were hanged. How could you gangbang? I never ever ran from the Ku Klux Klan, and I shouldn't have to run from a black man, cause that's
Self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Funky fresh dress to impress, ready to party. Money in your pocket, dying with your body. To get inside, you pay the whole $10. Scotch tape with a razor blade, tape to your collar. Leave the guns in the crack and the knobs alone. MC lights on the microphone, bum rushing and pushing, snatching and taxing. I can't understand why brothers don't be maxing. There's only one disco, now close one more. You ain't guarding the door. So what you got a gun for? Do you rob the rich and give to the poor? Yo, daddy, who's some more?
Straight from the mouth. Oh, why? And daddy-o. Do a crime, end up in jail and gotta go. Cause you can do crime and get paid today. And tomorrow you're behind bars in the worst way. Far from your family. Cause you're locked away. Now tell me, do you really think crime pays? Thinking on taking what your brother had?
you little sucker.
You talking all that jazz.
It's time to stand together in a unity. Cause if not, then we're soon to be self-destroyed, unemployed. The rap race will be lost without a trace. Or a clue but what to do is stop the violence and kick the science. Down the road that we call eternity, where knowledge is formed and you learn to be self-sufficient, independent. To teach the east is what rap intended, but society wants to invade. So do not walk this path that they laid. It's
Self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction. Self-destruction.
these nights, break it down like this.
Children growing, women producing, men go working, some will stand.
Self-destruction. Yeah, my self-destruction. Self-destruction.
I'm Miss Melody and I'm a born again rock. The bombs and that was cease and set. If we wanna develop and grow to another level, we can't be
Barbie lady, and I hate it when someone dies to get all hurt up for a silly gold chain rock jump. Word up. It doesn't make you a big man, and you wanna go and dish your brother, man, and you don't know that's part of the plan. Why? Cause rap music is in full demand. Understand?
Self-destruction. That was self-destruction. My name is just Ice, a man, not a prankster. I was known as the gangster, but believe me, that is no fun. The time is now to unite everyone. You don't have to be soft to be for peace. Robbing and killing and murdering is the least. You don't have to be chained by the beast. But party people, it's time I release.
Hey yo, here's the situation. Idiocy, nonsense, violence, not a good policy. Therefore, we must ignore fighting, fussing. Heaven's at the door, so there'll be no bum rushing. Let's get together because we're falling apart. I heard a brother shot another, it broke my heart. I don't understand the difficulty, people. Love your brother, treat him as an equal. They call us animals, I don't agree with them. I'll prove it wrong, but right is what you're proving them. Take heed before I lead to what I'm saying, or we'll all be on our knees praying.
Deep in the heart of the matter, the self-destruction is served on a platter. Making a day, not failing to anticipate. They got greedy, so they fell for the bait. That makes them a victim, pick their pluck. New jack in jail, but the defense feel a drunk. There's no one around, cause in jail you're a number. They never took the time to wonder about
Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction.
Yes, we urge to merge, we live for the love of our people, to hope they get along. Getting the point to our brothers and sisters who don't know the time.
So we know the ride.
Step in your heads, you know our job to build and collect ourselves with intellect. To evolve the self-respect. Cause we got to keep ourselves in check, or else it's
Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction. Self-destruction. Yeah, it was self-destruction.
Hey, y'all have a blessed one. Have a nice day. Shalom, shalom, shalom. Y'all have a good one. All right.